Dr. Todd with chiropractic methods. There are a lot of chiropractors out there that are attempting to do a lot of work with scoliosis. That can be a very, very risky option for a lot of the doctors. It can be a very risky option for the patients as well. So what I want to do right now is kind of give you an idea of what we're going to do here with the chiropractic methods and the applications on scoliosis patients. There's some very significant things that are going on with this client in particular. She's actually got a very high curvature with lateral listhesis at the L1 vertebrae. She has a junction kyphosis at L1 also in excess of 20 degrees. She also at the same time has, with that, some posterior sliding as well. So it's a very unstable joint. So, doing a standardized side posture maneuver probably wouldn't be a really great idea. In addition to that, we've got some severe complexities, I guess, if you will, in her gait cycle based upon the fact that she leans so badly. This curvature angle right in through here is in excess of 63 degrees. She got a counter rotation and angle, if you will, roughly 30 plus degrees, just a little higher than that. So pelvis is a mess, spine's a mess. We need to try and do what we can to make this person work better. So anyway, let's go ahead and go through the complexities. Let's raise your right leg up high as you can there, kiddo. Gotcha, good. Other one, please. Okay. So not near as high, just close though, but not near as high. So we just mark that down. All that does is that just tells me that we actually have a dysfunction in the SI joint. Now, in addition to that, we're going to come in through here, see what we have. And we've got a 3/4 inch short right leg, okay? With that, we go ahead and bring it into the second position. And she is down to about a 1/2 inch short right leg. Now, last time she was in, the left leg actually went about a 1/2 inch short. So there's a significant change just from the last adjustment that we had done. So that's very positive. It's a positive change. Alrighty, so it's all about trying to make sure we're doing the right things for this person. Now, in addition, there are in excess of 40 different kinds of scoliosis. Those variations really make a big difference as far as how you're going to go ahead and apply the adjusting techniques as well. She actually has an increased lordotic curvature in through here too, and then a hypokyphosis or a flattening in the thoracic region too. So again, more complexities. So we'll go ahead and come over here and set her IN. I also at the same time I'm going to derotate her spine using coupling motion right in through here like this. All the listings are all nailed down via X-ray. So we'll go ahead and come in through here, derotate, come in through here and move this around. Okay, so take a look in here. And right leg is now a 1/4 inch short. And it goes to a 1/2 inch short. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and adapt the adjustment protocols. Go ahead and include the sacrum here. And bring this up in through here. Just a little backwards. She's got quite a dip over here. So not have to blast her, nor do I want to blast her. Okay. Take a look and see what we have now. Her legs are currently even after that correction. Her legs are even there. Bring this in through here. Just a little tension on that side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close down another portion of the pelvis. Okay, and already just with what I've done, I already feel a release in the ankle. Alright, so again, come back in through here, make sure we didn't mess anything up. That's even, that's even, that's even. Alright, now, always believe in resetting the kinetic chain. It's important from a neurological standpoint. Right here, here, and here. Alright. Wow, legs are floppy now. There's no resistance in motion there. Our leg length is good on both positions. Now, what I need to do now is I need to go ahead and address her curvature. So I'm going to go ahead and set from the body side of these things, and again we'll use coupling motion. But what I have to do is I have to flatten out that back because the lumbar curvature is so steep. So I'm going to bring this right here, like so. And I'm going to just bring this in here as well. So what that has just done is that's tilted the pelvis back completely. That way that there will reduce some of the tensions of joint jamming, if you will, as we go through this process. In addition, I'm going to go ahead and tip this sacrum back into a little different position, give myself a little room. Now, we're going go ahead and derotate, just like so. Pull it over here just a little bit more. And you can see, you know, the motion in through here in the back, how high things are. So we're going to go ahead and drop that there. Drop that there. And again, we don't have to use a lot of force here. Let the table do the work for us. That makes it safer for the patient as well. Your baby in the background there. So, busy mom. So she does not have time to become wounded and injured here. So we got to keep her healthy and take care of baby. All right, now go ahead and continue up and through here. I left those blocks in there so we can maintain that position. L1 is pretty bad, guys. So, you okay, kiddo? T12 L1's where they go ahead and they do the epidural, and then your whole pelvis goes numb. So you can have babies and stuff like that. That isn't always a great option for people who have presentations like this young lady does. Of course, I have everything written down so that we can go ahead and do the best we can for her. Now this, I'm working the secondary curve right now. Tell you what, can I bring this arm back here just a little bit there, dear? There you go. Okay, just drop it down in through like that. That'll just kind of push things forward. And I can derotate the spine a little easier, because I just de-stressed the shoulder girdle by doing that. Okay, you can go and put it back there, Tiger. And now we've got another curvature in here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have her turn her nose this direction here. What that does is that'll help rotate the vertebrae in the direction I want it to go. Okay. A lot of work here. Nose in the center. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get in there and set those first ribs for her. Now, I'm pretty much done with the lower hip here, and I'm going to have her scoot up just a little bit there, get her in a little bit better position for the table. And we've got a lot of tension in through there. So let's go ahead and have you turn your nose to the right here, Tiger. See this here. Okay, come around the other way. Good job. Good, and center. All right, and that took a lot of tension out of there. So we've got to go ahead and try and reinsert some more curve in the cervical spine. But we got rotation. So nose that way. We'll go ahead and get this out of here. There you go. There we go, and center. And that pretty much took out the majority of the scaling tension that we were suffering from here. Nose to the right again, please. Okay. And the right here, nose in the center again. So you can see as a whole how complex this can be when working with folks. Reinsert this. Okay. Now, sometimes we have to get in there and set the trocks on this as well. But overall, do you feel the tension difference in there? With chronic curvatures in the musculatures, a lot of times after the correction is done, you actually feel a little bubbly sensation, almost like bubble wrap in the muscle tissue. It's very interesting. Just going to have you raise this leg up high as you can now. Good. Other leg, please. Okay, still a little shy right there. So, to undo the tension on the apex side, I'm going to go ahead and hit that trochanter a little bit. And we'll see if we can reset that and reboot it. Hook in here. Got it. So, alright, let's try right leg up again. Nice. Other one. Still a little problematic. So, let's go in and bump the PI portion here. See if I can get that to let go a little bit more. Right leg up as you can. Gotcha. Other leg. And it worked. Okay, good. All right, so as a whole, I think this here kind of gives you a better idea of how complex scoliotic treatments via chiropractic is. And so you need to make sure that you're doing the right things. You need to go ahead and make sure that you're doing the radiographic analysis. You need to get in there and identify every little thing that's possible. This is something we're working on from McDougall Chiropractic Methods as we go along. We'll also down the road be talking to people about how to address people with artificial parts. There's a lot of post-surgical issues also that a lot of the public baby boomers right now are suffering from. Chiropractic can be a solution. We just have to do it the right way. And I'm here to try and help you as the doctor be better at it. So, take heed when working with scoliosis patients. And thanks so much, and we look forward to talking to you again. Good. How about the other leg now? Okay. Try and keep the legs locked out when you raise it, okay? Because that does skew it just a little bit. So go ahead and lock that right leg and then raise it, okay? Gotcha. Then the other one. All right. So let's say that went a little higher on the left, based upon my advantage. So take a look in through here. Now, Kim, go ahead and come over here and take a look at this. We're going to show the shortness here. Can you look straight down on it and see that it's short? Alrighty. So that's that. So what we're going to do now is we'll bring this on up, bring this into the second position here. Now, the thing that's weird is last time his left leg went short. So today it did not. Now, as I go in here and I push, this is really tight. This is tight too, but less tight, believe it or not. All right, so I've got his listings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring these listings into corrected form here. So, all right, Steve, I'm going to go ahead and move this right into place. Are you ready? Yep. This is going to be a big one. Okay. Yep. There. And this is a clinical setting, so obviously it's a lot different. All right, so what we're going to do is bring it back in here. Now, Kim, go ahead and come over here and let's show the difference here.
I'm zooming.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So we brought it down by about, I don't know, probably 3/4. So let's bring it back up into position 2 here. We do this. He's still even. And of course we've got increased motion here, but still we've got some issues. So what we're going to do now, bring this in here, set his tailbone for him.
Hold on, let me get it.
Relax it, Steve. You see why pneumatic drops really help out tremendously for setup and correction. All right, so tailbone reset, and we just got just a little more, about 50% of what we had just a moment ago. So let's see what that did in here. All right. Now the interesting thing is he's already starting to do it just a little bit. The left leg is just a hair shorter. You see that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So he's kind of drawing over. Still getting more motion out of there, which is good. Now, I fight with that drop in the center there, my hill table. Get really frustrated with that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close down this in here and see what I got. See if that cleared the rest of it. All right, so as I go in through here, legs are now even, completely even. So that's a big change. Bring this in through here. These legs are now even. Move this in here. Now he's got a big stick right in through here. All right, now it's also got an adductor that's really giving him fits. So, which one is it? Is it the right or the left, bud?
Left leg is what's hurt.
The left adductor. All right, so we're going to set the trochanter in here and try not to make this too angry. There you go. Not too bad. All right, now before I go in any further, I want to see if that changed. What that changed. More motion, and that one's still pretty stuck. All right. All right, so Steve, we're going to go ahead and bring this up in through here. Then bend. Now relax it. Now, are you feeling that in that adductor, dude?
I don't know what my adductor is.
The muscle that you got pulled in there. Okay, I'm going to set in here. There goes my drop tables again. Falling down. Not very happy about that. Now, let's see what we've done here. Now that's made that short just a little bit, about 1/4 inch again, just by doing that maneuver. But look at what we got here. So now he's tight. You feel the difference there? Now you're tight on the right, not the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the sagittal component out of this. Since it's posterior this way, obviously that's going to create tension on that quad. So you can see how complex, drop the leg there, buddy. Drop it, drop it, drop it. There you go. How complex these things can be and how they keep changing back and forth. All right, now those are even, once again. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, now, after all of that, what I need to try and accomplish here will be to kind of reset the kinetic chain. So, already obviously hit the trochanter, so now I'm going to go ahead and hit in here and show what's going on with his knee. And sometimes, that thing with the tension that you have and the release will actually allow that ankle to go clunk right in your ear. That's just taking out all those dysfunctions that make all the difference. Okay. All right. Now, even. That's almost touching. And that's almost touching. That's a significant difference. We also use coupling motion, so when you have a body rotation, you go ahead and you change things around here just a little bit with your table. Kind of let this all work for you as opposed to against you. So we're using his body's automatic mechanics to go ahead and help me put things where they need to go. Now many of you see me work, and with that being the case, you know I'm going at about half speed. Not everybody's going to be real quick, and that's okay. It takes time to get your fingers to where they start doing what they're supposed to do. The weird thing is, though, is that you get a paper cut, it feels like somebody cut your thumb off once you get tuned. So, just a part of it. Setting ribs here, setting some transverse components here. Although it's interesting, you're going to affect how the ribs move also by directly hitting the thoracic spine. The next one we're going to do is going to get in there and work on these angry areas and through here. A lot of people think they're just tight traps. Nah, it's a lot of times you've got ribs that are in the wrong place. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset those. The importance of that is, taking out the pressure that comes across that nerve bundle into the arm. Go turn your nose that way, buddy. So you'll feel that connection into the neck via the scalenes. There you go. Setting that stuff. All right, buddy, nose the other way. Right in there. There you go, Steve. All right, go ahead, nose in the hole there. So, big change in through there, and that's a plus. Now, the right one still has a lot of tension in it, so we're going to try and get that out of there. So nose to the right. Okay, good bump right in here. Okay, another one here. Gotcha. Center. All right, now as we go in through there, we feel that significantly changed that right side again. Sometimes they'll feel that in their arms. So tingle down their arms because you're taking that pressure, that muscle right off of that. So let's go ahead and have you look this way again. There you go, brother. All right. What we're going to do is going to slide this forward here. Move this here. Then nose this way towards me. Set this little puppy in here. A little bit more. Good job. Nose in the center. And this is a complete package, the insurance companies have got to the point that they've broken us into segments. So you get a stomach pill for stomach this, and a shot for, problem down in your foot or something. Or you got a pain pill that goes everywhere and wipes out your nervous system. You know, people don't think about that stuff. Chiropractic is a pretty cool tool. So, a little bit more here in this rib. Nice, very nice. Open this up, preset the curve here. There you go. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and raise that right leg up. Keep the leg straight. Nice. How about the other one now? Nice. Now you also notice that he's got more flexibility through the hips, so he doesn't have to try and cheat so much when he's bending here. So his legs were able to remain a lot straighter too. So as that is the case, I have had a lot of requests for people to go ahead and you know, take a look at what I'm doing in a slower, more precise way, I suppose. So you can thank Dr. Eric Blum, who's the chiropractor for the LA Dodgers, for making that request, and of course, you know, I want to go ahead and deliver that. So thanks so much, and hopefully you find this interesting, intriguing enough to learn a little bit more about McDougall chiropractic methods. Thanks.
We've got 43 states represented here. Give yourself a big round of applause for coming out in numbers. 213 athletes here. And I think we're ready to kick this event off. 60 seconds. Up first again, we got